When you think Glasgow, you probably think of a large city. You probably think of buildings stretching for as far as the eye can see. It is true that Glasgow has many wonderful urban sites to explore, but the city also boasts Scotland's largest heritage and nature park, the Seven Lochs Wetlands Park. True to its name, it has 7 beautiful lochs, as well as 5 local nature reserves, a country park, and miles of paths. But what makes Seven Lochs really special are its many heritage sites. You can't delve into these sites without mentioning Gartloch Hospital. This hospital was officially opened as the Gartloch District Asylum in June of 1897 and housed patients with mental health issues. It was primarily used as a psychiatric hospital, but for a few years it also had a tuberculosis sanatorium, and after the Second World War it was an emergency medical services hospital. It finally closed in 1996. Gartloch Hospital is a stunning example of neo-Gothic architecture and a case study of how older buildings around Glasgow are being utilised anew, with some of the campuses now being converted into housing. Just down the way from Gartloch Hospital is one of the 7 lochs, Bishop's Loch. It was originally a retreat for the 12th century bishops of Glasgow, known as the Palace of Lochwood. There was an extravagant building, decorated with tapestries and furnishings imported from across the continent. And, like all good palaces, it had its fair share of ghost stories. For instance, Bishop John Cameron died there in 1446 on Christmas after receiving a ghostly premonition of his own death. The palace was destroyed by Robert Boyd of Badenheath in 1579, so there's not much to see now. However, the loch is still lovely and makes a great setting for a walk. Finally, we have Provanhall. Hidden in the suburb of Easterhouse and overlooking the serene Auchinleigh Park. It's currently undergoing renovations and will be reopened in the future, but even in its current state, the park's history still resonates. For example, the north part of the hall was probably built in the 1460s by the Prebendary of Bilernach, a chapter of Glasgow Cathedral. After the Reformation, it passed into private hands. One such owner was Robert Hamilton, who built the walls around it in the mid-1600s. It changed hands several more times and was a working farm until 1934, when the National Trust for Scotland took it over. The Trust now manages Provanhall together with the City of Glasgow. The house had several royal visitors, including James V and Mary, Queen of Scots. Like the Bishop's Palace, it's said to be haunted by numerous ghosts, including a man with a dagger said to have murdered his wife and son, Reston Mather, the last private owner of the house, and even Mary, Queen of Scots herself. We have only covered one of the 7 lochs and barely scratched the surface of the heritage of the area. If you want to learn more, check out the Seven Lochs website to see how you can experience its many wonders for yourself.